A picture of Vicky Edge and Jerry Odom's first date together. This birthday card from Edge saying, quote, "I'm thankful God put us together, looking forward to many more." Now these are crime scene photos Channel 3 News obtained after deputies say Odom beat and choked Edge to death with a baseball bat in August.
Welcome to Inside Evil Interrogations, where we unravel the psychology and tactics behind some of the most chilling crimes. If you're fascinated by criminal minds and investigative techniques, make sure to subscribe for more gripping content. Today, we analyze the 45-minute interrogation of Jerry Odom, a man who brutally murdered his girlfriend, Vicky Edge. Trapped in a financial web of deceit after promising an extravagant $15,000 wedding, Odom resorted to beating and choking Edge to death with a baseball bat he purchased just days prior. This shocking case reveals the psychological and emotional unraveling of a man under mounting pressure and desperation. Establishing context and initial admission, the interrogation begins with detectives setting a calm tone to encourage Odom to open up. He quickly confesses to the murder, recounting how financial stress and fear of losing Edge drove him to kill her. He explains the events leading up to the crime, including buying the bat at Walmart a week prior. Odom details the attack, admitting to luring Edge under the guise of a surprise before striking her multiple times. Forensic experts would note Odom's initial calmness, contrasted with his disturbing description of the crime. This phase establishes premeditation, as Odom admits to contemplating the act days before the murder.
Take them cuffs off of you. Just open your hands up like that.
Mr. Jerry, my name is Jason Yoder. I'm a detective with the sheriff's office.
Here,
How are you doing today?
well, not too good, sir.
Not too good? Okay. The deputy, my understanding, read you your Miranda rights, is that correct?
Yes, sir, he did.
Do you know and understand those rights?
Yes, sir.
With those rights being in mind, do you wish to speak with me?
Yes, I'd be willing to talk.
Okay. Okay. Mr. Jerry, is that what you go by? You go by Jerry?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, tell me a little bit about what happened. What happened today?
Well, it was basically yesterday is when it happened, and she was getting ready to leave.
Now, when you say she, you're talking about
Girlfriend,
Miss Vicky.
Vicky.
Okay.
Yes, Miss Vicky. She was
Okay.
getting ready to leave, and I guess this all started a long time ago. I got divorced about a year ago, and I had $50,000 in the bank, and I had my truck, and I haven't paid my taxes in about 16 years, so I guess basically I was going broke, you know. So
Okay.
and we started dating each other, and it was at the beginning of May, and you know, she started talking about getting married, and you know, one thing led to another, and she was talking about wanting to get a house, and I was just agreeing to it, even though I didn't have the money to do it realistically.
Yes, sir.
And
Odom had showered Edge with gifts and promises, including telling her that he was going to buy her a lake house after the wedding. She had no idea about his poor financial situation.
new cars and that sort, and I guess I didn't know how to get out of it, and then that's what precipitated what happened yesterday.
Okay.
She was getting ready to leave, and I told her that I had another surprise for her, and she put this blanket over her head, and I had a baseball bat, and I hit. And then she said, you know, why are you doing this? And And I guess it was all precipitated with all this. You know, I didn't have the money to pay for it. I just had no way to get out of it. I didn't know what else to do, you know. And so she started to scream, and I put a chokehold on her until she went to the ground. And
Okay.
Then I choked her after that.
Okay. So you guys, y'all been dating
It's
since
about 3 months.
since May, for
May.
3-4 months, somewhere in that time frame. She wanted to get married, get a house.
Yes.
Just, you know, what married couples do.
Uh-huh.
And you knew that you couldn't afford that.
I knew basically I couldn't afford it. I was just kind of going along with the ride. I thought maybe it would end beforehand, but I kept getting deeper and deeper into the relationship, and I didn't know how to get out of it.
Okay.
So,
Okay. You know about what time that was yesterday when all that went on?
about 10:30 in the morning.
Okay. I'm gonna take a few notes because I forget what we talked about. Now you said she was getting ready to leave.
Mhm.
Where was she going?
To work. She owns a hair and nail salon, I think, or something like that, or where she does facials. No, facials and massages.
Okay, I got you.
In,
I got you.
in Destin,
Okay. So this happened Thursday morning.
Thursday morning,
Okay.
yesterday morning.
Had you thought about this before?
I guess I did. I thought maybe this might be an end result, you know, because, I mean, I went down and I bought the baseball bat, so, from Walmart
Okay.
sometime back. I just, like I say, I was just getting deeper and deeper in a hole, and I didn't know how to get out of it.
Right.
Then one thing led to another.
Okay.
And
Which Walmart did you go to to buy the bat?
the one at Milton,
Okay. You remember when you bought that bat?
I don't know, maybe a week before.
Okay. So last week sometime.
Sometime,
maybe?
yeah.
I got you. Had you been thinking about doing this since then, since last week or before that?
It kind of crossed my mind, I guess. Yes, it,
Okay. Tell me about yesterday morning whenever you woke up, whenever you and her.
well, we woke up, she was getting ready, and I didn't know what I was going to do, you know, basically. I had, you know, she'd been making plans to, for a wedding and all that, to have a wedding planner, and I gave her a check for $15,000, of course, which I didn't have to cover. And, you know, and I guess that's what led into this too. I didn't know what else to do.
Edge owned her own thriving business and was only looking for a loving and emotionally supportive partner. She likely would not have cared about Odom's lack of money if he had been honest about it from the beginning.
You know, I've probably got about $2,000 in the bank.
Right. Okay. When did you give her the check? Was that yesterday?
I gave it to her Wednesday.
Okay. How long had she been staying at your house? How many days?
Well,
had she been there?
she contracted COVID back at the first of maybe before the end of June. We went out on my birthday on June 23rd, and we were around a bunch of people in Destin that didn't have any masks.
Right.
And we went on a boat, and then within about 3 or 4 days she was sick, and she stayed with me for about 2.5 weeks after that.
Okay, so she'd been staying at your house for a while.
For a while, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and she. Fortunately, I didn't get it. I took a test and I tested negative.
Okay. Okay. So y'all woke up that morning and you were thinking about this.
It was, I guess I was thinking about it, how I was going to get out of this, what was I going to do.
Right.
Yeah, and because I'd already given her the check, so I didn't know what else to do,
Okay.
which was, of course, the wrong thing to think of.
Okay.
I've never done anything like this in my life.
Yes, sir. Now, whenever you bought the bat from Walmart, was that your intention on using that bat against her?
I don't know at the time. I was thinking maybe yes, maybe no. I don't know.
Sure.
I mean,
I got you.
Probing for motivation and details, detectives press Odom on his financial troubles, eliciting admissions about his deceptions, including writing Edge a check for $15,000 he couldn't cover. He describes feeling trapped, fearing Edge would leave him if she discovered his lies. Odom details the attack, revealing how he initially used the bat and later resorted to choking her when she screamed. This segment reveals Odom's psychological state leading up to the crime. His narrative oscillates between regret and justification, reflecting his internal conflict. Forensic analysts would highlight his detachment as he describes the murder methodically.
Guns in the house, but I
Okay.
didn't want to go that route.
Why not?
I don't know. I guess the noise of the neighborhood
Sure.
and
I understand.
the mess. I don't know. I didn't want to. It's like after it was all over, I felt bad about it, and I covered her up about what I'd done.
Sure. You're a human being.
Yeah.
Human beings have feelings.
Yeah. And I never thought at 61 I'd be here today like this.
Yes, sir. So y'all get up that morning.
Kind of eat breakfast.
Okay.
She cooks breakfast, and she gets ready to go.
Okay.
And she starts loading stuff in her car.
Okay.
And then that's when everything occurred. And after it happened, I just took the dog around. I rode him around for a while, and then I came back and I left him, and then I went and got a motel in Crestview
Okay.
and stayed there last night.
You remember what name of the motel
It
was?
was not Marriott, but that one that's right behind the Mexican restaurant off to the right. It's I can't recall the name of it.
Okay. But it's behind a Mexican restaurant, you said?
Yeah.
Is it by the interstate?
As soon as you get off the interstate, you make a
Okay.
left. I just couldn't bring myself to stay there with a body.
Yes, sir.
I mean, I knew I was going to have to say something to somebody,
Sure.
but of course, when her brother came by the door, then I called the police. He'd already called y'all,
Yes, sir.
and that led to this. And
Okay.
I was just trying to make my mind up when I was going to call. I mean,
Okay. I understand completely. Y'all got up, ate breakfast. She was going about her daily routine, getting her stuff loaded up in her
put her back
truck.
up, getting dressed, getting ready to go.
Okay. Then walk me through from that point in detail as much as you
Okay.
can.
Well, from that point, and she was getting ready to go, and then I told her I had her another surprise, and she put the cover over her head, and then I hit her in the back of the head with a baseball bat.
Okay, so she put a cover over her head.
Yeah, and so she came up. She was like, "Why are you doing this?" And I struck her a few more times, and then she began to scream. And after that, I started choking her till we went to the ground, and I finished choking her.
Okay. How many times you think you hit her with the bat?
Several, 4 or 5 times. I
4 or
guess.
5 times? Okay. But she was still alive after those strikes with the bat?
Yes, I think so, yes.
How'd you grab her whenever you took her to the ground?
I grabbed her from behind over her naked choke. I trained martial arts. I knew what to do.
Yes, sir.
And then when she was on the ground, then I used my hands, and then after that I used the bat to choke her.
Okay. So you first start out with your hands.
And then
Show me
my
how you
hands.
did. Okay.
then I used the bat.
Okay. So was she laying?
She was laying flat on the floor, prone on the floor.
Was she laying face up or face down?
Face up.
Face up. Okay. Was she saying anything at that point at all to you?
No.
Or? Okay.
Just kind of gurgling.
Okay. Where's that bat at now?
It's at the house. Could I have some water, officer?
Absolutely. Yes, sir. Sorry, will you get in some water if you don't mind, please?
It's as they go in the house, there's a bag of my martial arts weapons on there. I didn't use anything like that, but it's behind the door where I had a .22 rifle, and the bat's right next to it.
Just behind the door?
Odom did not bother hiding the weapon, as he never believed he would get away with the murder.
Behind the door.
Okay. Is that the front door?
Well, as soon as you go into the house, you would make a left from the living room, and it would be the back bedroom, all the way to the left,
I got
and
you.
it would be behind the door. It was a metal bat,
Okay.
kind of like a kid's bat.
Okay. Okay, now after that event happened, then what'd you do?
After that, I had some blood on me, and I washed it off, and I threw it in the washing machine in the dryer. And then, I threw it in the washing machine first, and then I took the dog out for a ride. Because
Okay.
I didn't know what to do then.
Yes, sir.
And then when I came back, I threw him in the dryer, and I left the dog there, and then that's when I went to Crestview.
Okay.
It was in the afternoon.
Okay. Do you remember what time you left to go to the
Late
hotel?
at 3 o'clock.
3 o'clock? Okay. You know where those clothes are now that you washed and put in the dryer?
They're in the dryer.
They're in the dryer now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. What were they? Did you?
It was a pair of shorts and I don't remember what shirt. I don't know. I kind of blanked out, but I had my red shoes on, and I noticed they had blood stains on them, so I set them up on top of the living room table.
Okay. Are they still there?
They're
Your
still
red
there.
shoes? Okay. Do you remember what color shorts you had on or shirt?
They were kind of grayish with all the black stripes.
Okay. What about your shirt? You remember what color it
I don't
was?
remember what it was.
But that shirt should still be in a dryer.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, so you drove to Crestview, stayed in the hotel. Did you go out anywhere in Crestview? Did you do anything?
I went to the Mexican restaurant down the hill, the La Bombas, I think that's what it's called, or something
Okay.
like that. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
I think so. I'm not real familiar with Crestview.
I
But
went there and I ate, and
Okay.
I came and I watched TV and I went to sleep.
Okay.
And then I got up in the morning, I showered, and I came back to check on her. I don't know. I just like, I felt so bad about what happened and what I did.
Yes, sir.
And I took the dog out, and I just went around visiting neighborhood friends all day.
Yep.
I didn't know what else to do. I kept saying to myself, by noon I'm gonna call y'all, and by 5, and it just got later and later. And then her brother came and knocked at the door, and I never met him, but
Yes, sir.
I mean, I knew about him because she told me about him.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't want to go to the door. I didn't know if the guy had a gun. I mean,
Sure.
I had one too, but I didn't want to shoot the guy. I mean,
Right, yeah.
I mean,
You didn't want to get in the shootout with her brother, I understand.
no, I didn't. I'm already in enough of a mess, so.
Sure.
And, he was banging on the house and all the doors and all that. So that's when I dialed 911.
Okay.
I guess he looked up where I lived on Facebook or something, I don't know. Or maybe she had told him before.
Right.
Um,
Okay.
One of my brothers was a criminal lawyer, and he'd be telling me now not to say a thing to you. But he passed away 2 years ago, but, I feel in the long run it's best to get things off your chest.
Yes, sir, I feel the same way.
And like I said, I never thought at 61 I'd be sitting here. And it'd be the end of the road of my life, but here I am.
Yes, sir, I understand.
I didn't expect it when the relationship started, and it was just like a snowball going downhill.
Right.
Um,
Okay. Did you guys have any, obviously the financial problem, but did y'all have any kind of other problems with each other? With you ever arguments?
No,
or-
it seemed to get along pretty good. She just, she just kept pushing this marriage thing, and I kept going along with it.
Confronting evidence and wrapping up. Detectives focus on post-crime behavior, questioning Odom about his actions after the murder. He admits to covering Edge's body with blankets, washing his clothes, and leaving the scene to stay at a motel. Odom describes struggling with guilt, debating whether to turn himself in. He also explains his decision to destroy Edge's phone, fearing messages from her friends would expose the crime prematurely. This phase underscores Odom's awareness of his guilt and attempts to control the narrative post-crime. His calculated efforts to cover up the evidence further confirm the premeditated nature of the murder.
I don't know. I was in love with her, but I didn't want to say no. And then, one time she wanted me to go down and look at a ring, and I thought, well, maybe like a $1,000 or $2,000 ring, and she picks out this $14,000 ring, and I'm like, oh, okay. I didn't have the money to get it.
That's an expensive ring.
Yeah, it was an expensive ring. And then she wanted to get a house on the lake for $265,000 and get it fixed and pay for a wedding planner and
That's
get
still
new
costs
cars.
a lot of money.
I did have a lot of money at one time. I was a millionaire at one time, but I lost it. I made some bad real estate deals. I owned a repair shop, and I owned a Chevron, and they went bankrupt. So
Oh my goodness.
I've had everything and then lost it all. So.
Do you have any idea of and I know you told me that you don't want to go through the wedding and thing, but do you have any idea of how you came to that decision of to do that?
Well,
Sorry, guys, I had to go ransack the whole building to get something.
oh, okay.
Thanks, sir.
Okay. Well, she started talking about it, and I started agreeing to it, and then she said we could use one of her friends' backyards that she had a house on Mary Esther, which was a nice house, like $1 million house. And she said, well, she started calling up people. It'd be like $50 a head, and for 50 people supposedly, and then they'll open a liquor bar and all this, and so she said probably $15,000 would cover it. And I wrote her a check, like I said, I didn't have.
I gotcha.
I tore it up, like I said, I threw it in the garbage. I mean, the commode, I flushed it in the commode.
The check?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I don't want to keep beating you up with this, but I just want to get as many details as I can.
Okay.
So I may repeat myself 3 or 4 times, because I don't really remember sometimes what I talked to you about.
Okay.
I'm getting a little up in age myself. Well, so you said you hit her 4 or 5 times.
Probably.
Okay, now, which way was she facing whenever you hit her?
Well, she was facing sometimes toward me and then to the back of me. I guess she was kind of moving around, trying to get her head out of the way, I guess.
Okay.
And then she started screaming, and I knew that there were neighbors out there, and I didn't want them to hear her screaming. And then that's when I started to choke her.
Okay, but was she still standing up when you started to choke her?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, then you guys fell to the floor.
Fell to the floor.
And then
Edge had defensive wounds on her hands and arms, but she sustained the most damage to the back of the head.
she was laying on her back, facing upward.
Facing
Okay.
upward
Then you choked her on.
with my hands.
Okay. Then
I used the pad.
used the bat. Okay. Did after that happened, did you clean anything up at the house, or was it like it was?
No, I didn't clean anything up.
You didn't mop or wipe anything down?
I just wiped myself off, and that was it. And I
Okay.
covered her up. I
Okay,
didn't clean up anything.
I got you. What'd you wipe yourself off with?
A rag, just a brown rag.
Is that rag still in the house?
It's in the house.
You know about where the
It's in
house
the dryer.
was at? It's in the dryer? Is there anything else in the dryer other than those
Well,
articles?
there were some other clothes in there, but all the other blood stains that were there, that were blood that was coming from her head, or wherever else, maybe I struck her, that I didn't try to remove any of it.
Okay. After she was struck in the head, did she say anything, or?
No,
Okay.
no, she wasn't really struggling anymore.
Okay. But she put a cover over her head herself.
Right.
You didn't do that? She did
But
that?
she did that.
Why would she do that? Just
Well, because I told her I had a surprise for her.
okay.
So,
So she just kind of covered up.
yeah.
Okay.
And I struck her with a bat, and then she took it off, and she said, "Why are you doing this?" And then I started to hit her again,
Okay. Are you right or left-handed?
right-handed.
Okay. Did you swing the bat like a right-handed person would?
Well, no, I'm ambidextrous. I swing with my left side.
Okay. Okay. So you hit a baseball left-handed?
Yeah,
Is
yeah,
that
left-handed.
right? Okay. So after that happened, you didn't move her at all, or?
No, she was just laying there, and she wasn't moving, so I just covered her up.
Okay. What did you cover up with?
That cover, one of those covers, and I got another cover, and I covered her up.
Okay. So did she took the one cover off?
Mhm.
Is that something you covered her up with as
That
well?
was one of them.
Okay. I know you told me earlier that you've been thinking about this for a little while. Was there any other method that you thought of other than the bat?
Well, like I said, I had guns. I thought about that, but I mean, I didn't want to really do that. I mean, thought about choking her. I didn't know, like I say, it was all just like a snowball going downhill the hill.
Sure.
I didn't know how to get out of it. I mean,
I got you. I
you
understand.
know, when I sit there and admit to her that I'm broke and I have no money and that's going to be the end of the relationship, you know, I guess some way for it to end.
And so after that, you cleaned up, took the dog out
Yeah,
for a ride, and then went to Crestview.
And went to Crestview.
Okay. Where was the dog at when this was going on?
He was just hanging around the floor. He wasn't really doing
He
anything.
didn't really.
He just kind of running around. No, he wasn't. It was her dog. I mean,
Sure.
he wasn't. The dog knew me, liked me, so he wasn't trying to bite me or anything like that. I mean, but he doesn't like a lot of people. He wasn't trying to be protected at all.
I got you. Okay. Her vehicle, is that her red car?
That's her red car.
Okay. Do you know what happened to the license plate on it?
It's in the back of the trunk. I took it off and I bent it and I put it in the back.
Okay. You took it off the car, bent it, and put it in the bag?
The trunk.
Removing the license plate was an odd choice since Odom didn't even bother to move the car from his property, and the license plate itself would be easily found.
You know where her keys are?
They're up on the counter by the sink, or they may be in my truck.
Why did you do that?
I don't know. I just didn't want anybody to come out and see it. Then, like I said, I just wasn't ready to tell the. I knew I was going to have to tell what had happened, but I just didn't want to do it right then.
Just wasn't ready to do it. Okay,
No.
I got you. That makes sense.
I didn't want to. You know, that's why I left. I didn't want to. I felt so bad about it. I didn't want to stay there with the body. I mean, I just. I just.
When did you take her license plate off? Was that when you took the dog out, or?
It was sometime afterwards that it happened.
Okay.
I don't know exactly when, sometime after it happened.
Did you tell anyone, any of your neighbors or anything about this incident?
No, I just went on like everything was normal.
Okay. Did you tell anybody in Crestview about it at all?
No, they knew she was staying there. I just told them she was sick.
Okay.
And that they knew that she'd had COVID and she wasn't feeling well. So they asked me why she wasn't out and about and all that. I just said she was sick. So.
Okay. Now, when you left, you covered her up and you left. Did you know she was deceased at that point? After when you covered her up and left?
Yes.
Okay.
I tried to see if I could feel a pulse. I didn't feel one.
Okay. So your shorts, your shirt, and your excuse me, your shorts, your shirt, and the
red shoes.
the rag is in the dryer.
Mm-hmm.
The red shoes are on the living room table.
They're on the glass top table.
Okay. And the bat is behind the door.
Behind the door, next to the black .22 rifle.
Okay. Did you clean the bat up at all, or was it like it
No,
was?
I didn't clean it. I think besides blood on the floor, there was blood on one of the reclining chairs over there.
Did you wipe it down at all, the chair?
No,
Okay. So you didn't clean anything, you just left it
I just
however it was, that's how
I
you
just
left
left
it?
it the way it was.
Mr. Jerry, I know there's probably 100 questions I haven't asked you that I need to, and I'm sitting there racking my brain trying to think of
Well, like I say, we met online on the Facebook dating app. That's how we met,
Okay.
and we started talking. And I told her to look me up on Facebook, and she did. And so we started talking on the phone, and then we made plans to go out on a date. We've been dating since I think the middle of May,
Okay.
up till this time now. So I mean, I guess as you get older, you think about getting married quicker. I don't know.
You know when the last day she went to work was?
Last day she went to work. Today was Thursday, Wednesday. She had to, Monday she had to have another negative COVID test, so I had to take her down for that.
Okay.
And Tuesday she had to have a colonoscopy. And so Wednesday she wasn't feeling good, so she kind of slept. So I guess,
Edge had just been diagnosed with stage 2 colon cancer.
when did I see her? I think Saturday, last Saturday.
Saturday?
Last Saturday.
When you were taking her to her appointments, was you thinking about doing that then?
No.
The Monday and the Tuesday going to the doctor's office or anything like that?
No, not really. I just was worried about her. I mean, I was thinking about what if I just told her, like, hey, I'm broke and all that, you know. But I was knee deep into telling her I was going to spend $500,000. I didn't know what else to do.
Right.
And that would have been it. I guess she would have said that's it, you know. I mean, I don't know if she was looking at me for what I had or I didn't have. I don't know. I don't know. It just, you know, it almost got to a point where, you know, I kept saying if I had money, you know, she was happier. If I had this, I had, you know, and I did do a lot of things for her. You know, I took her out to dinner a lot and flowers. Like Sunday, we went out to Jocko's and with my friend Hugh, and we had food and drinks. It was $113, you know, plus a tip.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I did do a lot of good things for her.
Yeah. Good people make bad decisions too, Jerry. It's not only bad people that make bad decisions. Good people do it too.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of anything else I need to ask you. You think of anything that I'm missing that I haven't asked you about, or you wanted to tell me? Something that might be important for us to know?
I don't know. I mean, I guess you want to know about these events. I mean, I was going to wait and talk to a lawyer, but it doesn't matter now. I'm 61 years old. I mean, you know, I might as well just tell the truth, you know.
Yes, sir. Do you have a cell phone?
Yeah, it was up there on the counter.
It's on the counter?
It was with my wallet and stuff.
Okay.
The officer that arrested me, they took it.
Okay. Oh, the officer took your phone too?
Yeah, they got my phone and my
Okay.
wallet.
Is that phone locked? Does it have a code to it?
2235.
What about hers? Do you know where her phone is?
Well, I smashed it
Okay,
and put it in some water because it started smoking.
okay.
Yeah. I didn't
Where
know
was
what
that
to
at?
do.
Was that at home?
It's in the driveway. There's my landlord's Mercedes. There's a red bucket in front of it, and it's in some water there.
Just in your driveway?
Yeah, it's inside the. I mean, yeah, in the driveway. And when I mean not the driveway, the you know where he's got his Mercedes parked, and it's in front of the Mercedes. It's a red bucket.
Okay. Why did you do that?
I guess I didn't want her friends calling. I didn't know. I didn't want to answer. I didn't know what to say to them. I mean,
Yes, sir.
what was I going to say? I mean, look what I just did. I mean,
Do you have any other electronic devices in there? I mean, is there something that you looked up on any of your devices, like?
how to do this? I don't know nothing like that.
That's where I was getting at.
I've got a laptop. It's an old one. I've never got it. I got it from my ex-wife. I never had it cleaned out. It's not even functional.
Okay.
And
Have you ever talked on, I mean, I don't know how big of a social media guy you are. Have you ever talked on social media about?
this sort of thing, no.
Yes, sir.
No, I kept it all to myself. Like I say, I didn't say anything to the neighbors because I didn't know what to say to them. I mean,
Yes, sir.
I just got back from my neighbor's house over there, and his dad had brought back a pizza. I sat and ate pizza with him. But it's like I wanted to tell him, but I couldn't. Like I say, I knew I was going to tell somebody. I mean, I didn't want it to be there and all this to happen the way it did, but
Yes, sir.
Million things running through your mind, huh?
yeah. I just, I didn't. My neighbors all know me as a nice guy. I mean, they don't know me as this person now. I mean, they tomorrow morning they're going to wake up and they're going to say they don't know this guy, because it's not me.
Odom is completely bewildered and cannot process how he was able to do something so out of character.
But, like I say, I had money and I didn't, and then, the next thing you're broke, and
Yes, sir.
I didn't know where it was going to lead me. The only other thing I own is that truck.
The one that's in the driveway?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's it.
Do you have any kids or any other family?
I have a brother in Birmingham as a dentist.
Okay. So, you got any questions?
You might have asked it when I was out. I know you said you went to the Walmart last week. Can you think what day you think you might have went up there? Don't have to be exact time or anything like that, but just kind of a general, is it middle of the week?
It may have been the last week, middle of the week, something like that, It was over
About what
in
time?
baseball. It was probably in the morning, 10, 11 o'clock in the morning.
Okay.
Did you see anybody over there that you knew in Walmart? You talked to
No,
anybody?
I didn't see anybody I know.
Okay. Do you remember which register you went to?
It was one of those that they have that are a checkout. I don't know, maybe 8 or 9, somewhere around there.
Was it one of those self-checkout things?
No, it was a self-checkout.
You went to a
I was-
person?
Yeah, a person
Okay.
that checked me out.
Anything else you can think of you want to tell me about?
I don't know, I wish I could go back.
Yes, sir. I understand completely. I understand completely.
But you can't undo it.
Well, you're doing the right thing.
I'm sorry for the family.
Got anything else?
No, sir.
Miss Jerry, you probably know we got a lot of work to do, so we're gonna get out of here and get to work.
Okay.
They have my numbers in here. If you get back there and if there's something else you want to talk to me about, you just tell them you want to talk to that detective again, and I will be.
Tell me your first name again.
Jason.
Jason.
Yoder. Yes, sir. I'm the only one here, so they'll know who you're talking about. The good-looking bald-headed guy. They'll know who you're talking about. Well, Mr. Jerry, I appreciate you coming in and talking with me and being as honest with me as you can. I really appreciate that.
If I can think of anything else, I'll let you know.
Yes, sir. I'd appreciate it.
Okay.
Okay. Mr. Jerry,
Thanks, sir.
best of luck to you, sir.
Thank you.
All right, I'll meet you at the car.
Okay.
Jerry Odom's interrogation reveals a man consumed by financial stress, emotional deceit, and desperation. Detectives skillfully guide him to admit to premeditation, highlighting his methodical planning and attempts to rationalize his actions. Despite his admissions, Odom's detachment and calm demeanor underscore the chilling nature of his crime. Subscribe to Inside Evil Interrogations for more in-depth analyses of real-life cases. Let us know your thoughts on this case in the comments below, and join us next time as we uncover the truth behind some of the darkest crimes.